Yo. All right, so I had the day off because I got an extra day for Thanksgiving, whatever. And I figured I would come on and mix some stuff. One of the last, if not the last, stream I did the SSA Lemon Cheesecake, and I really liked it, but I prefer, fruits with my cheesecake, so I figured we would try 2 different fruits with it to see how it is. Hopefully it is just as good with other flavors as it is by itself, because every now and then you'll have a flavor that tastes great alone, but then you add stuff to it and it turns to crap for whatever reason. I don't think that's going to happen, but you never know. So I'm going to do cherry and a blueberry cheesecake. I would ideally like strawberry, but I'm still having issues tasting that flavor, so I'm not going to bother. I think we'll do 1.5. I'm trying to think, 1 or 1.5. 1.5 might be all right. Hi, Ian. Yeah, my Thanksgiving was good. Spent a lot of time with my brother and sister and my stepmom. My dad had to work, so he was there a little bit, but not too much. But it was pretty chill, and yeah. I'm sorry, I'm trying to find my stream so I can make sure the notifications went out. Momo, go away. My cat is driving me nuts. And Twitter is driving me nuts. I don't care about the ads. I'm not going to look at them anyway. Anyway. So in both recipes, we're going to be using that lemon cheesecake by Subuki Super Aromas. I think I'm going to do 1.5. Yeah, I think I'm going to do 1.5. I'm also going to add a little bit of Graham because the Graham note in it is pretty faint. So I'm going to add just a little bit of Graham, not a lot. I'm going to do 1/4% just to add a little bit because I'm not a big crust person, but I mean, to be an authentic cheesecake, there has to be a little bit of it in there, and there's not really much with the cheesecake by itself. There's like a faint hint of it at the back end, but I feel like that might even get buried just by adding the fruit to it, so I'm not sure. And then we're going to use Juicy Cherries by Subuki Super Concentrate. I've only done one other flavor or mix with other things besides the cherry. I've tried it by itself, but I've only done one recipe with this flavor, like in an actual recipe with other flavors, and it wasn't good, but I think it was the other flavors. I don't think it was necessarily this, but I guess this mix might be a good testament to that. I'm going to do that at 0.5%. And then I do have whipped cream by 1-on-1, which is my go-to whipped cream right now. But I'm not going to add it just yet because it might not need it. The only reason I would add it in like any kind of cheesecake type thing is to add body and a little bit of richness, which I don't know that it needs it using this specific cheesecake because this one is pretty rich and has a good body on its own, at least single flavor tested. So we're going to have it as a standby, or we might just add it to one of the 2 mixes just to see, if it does anything, but we're not going to add it right away. So the first one for the cherry cheesecake is going to be 1.5 of the lemon cheesecake by SSA, 1/4% Graham Crust by Flavor Art. This is optional, just to bump up the crust note a little bit, and then 0.5% of the Juicy Cherries, just as like a topping on a cheesecake. So it's still, I'm hoping to be mainly cheesecake with like an accent of cherry. So that's going to be our first one. And then I'm also going to do a blueberry. You're not that late. I just started a couple minutes ago. I've been trying to use Twitter as like my notification because the one that is through YouTube is not great. All right. We're going to use Flavor West blueberry because it's one of my favorite blueberries even still. But you can use whichever blueberry you prefer. It's not going to matter. And it might need a couple of days to sit because even though I do like the Flavor West blueberry, it is pretty floral up front. And then it calms down after a couple of days. Sometimes you can get away with burying that floral note in a bakery. But even then, sometimes it's better after it sits for a little bit. Bilberry would also be good by Flavor Art. This is just the one I happen to grab. We'll do that at 1%. And then we're going to leave the Graham Crust at still 1/4%. You can use whatever gram or omit it if you don't want it to be. Because, I mean, like I said, the SSA cheesecake has a hint of it. It's just not, it's barely there. It's like on the after taste. Like it lingers a little bit. And the good thing about having it be a lemon cheesecake, even though the lemon is very subtle, it'll, if it even comes through at all, it's just going to help the berries. I don't know about cherry as much, but definitely like berries, like blueberry, strawberry, that kind of thing. Lemon works well to make it pop a little bit. So we'll see. Why do I got all these notifications? Anyway, so yeah, we're gonna mix these up. These haven't steeped at all because we're obviously mixing them right now. I found with that lemon cheesecake, it was good right away. So, with the exception of that blueberry, I think it'll be fine. If we have to, we'll revisit it next time I come on, whenever that may be. Oh, my cats are playing. They like never play. Usually. I see them over there. It also could have to do with the fact that Momo for a while had been pretty sick. So maybe that's why she was so grumpy. I don't know. Or a combination of a lot of things. Anyway. I guess it doesn't matter. How strong is a lemon? Very subtle. At least for me. But you have to keep in mind that I'm still having issues tasting lemon. I did ask a couple people that are not having the issue with the lemon, like Winstead and Fresh, and they also stated that they don't get much of lemon from it either. So it's subtle. It's there, but it's more like on the, like when I inhale it, the first notes I get are like a nice vanilla, creamy, like cheesecake center. And then as it kind of lingers and on the exhale, I get a little bit of that lemon. It's very, very slight, and it's more like a gooey bakery, like something that would be in a pastry, like the gooey kind of lemon. And then at the very end is when I get that light hint of Graham. But yeah, the lemon is very mild. So even if you don't like lemon, or in my instance, can't much taste it, it's still worth getting this flavor because you can quickly bury it unless you're doing like chocolate or something like that, where the lemon would probably not go very well together. It should be fine. I don't know if they have like a regular cheesecake in the SSA line yet. If they do, I'd probably grab that too at some point. But I've been really liking these SSA flavors. I know I've been using them a lot lately, but they are like the newest line of flavors that I've tried. And I do have quite a bit of them, and I actually have a little bit more coming because I partook in the Dulcity Flavors Black Friday sale. So I have a little bit more coming. I didn't go crazy or anything like that, but there was a couple of flavors that I didn't want. And I figured while the sale was happening, it was a good time to get them. So I do have a little bit more coming. Plus with my friends trying them, and there were flavors I didn't have, I figured I would grab them. Plus they're cheap. They're like $1.60 something. I think regular price. And then with the sale, it's like 20% off. So it's even less depending on which flavor you get. So if you do want flavors and have the funds, now would be a good time to get them. I'm sure other sites are having sales as well, but I mainly use BCF these days. And after I've mixed, I can go over what I ordered. And also, if anyone's interested, I can tell you which SSAs I like the most. And the ones I don't like. Because there are a couple I did not like. Just so we have like a good reference point of both sides. Or if there are any other flavors just in general that you are needing and want a suggestion of which one to get. Because it can be very overwhelming, especially if you haven't been mixing for a while. Let me know. Obviously, it's going to be my opinion, but at least it's something. Because there aren't many reviews on these flavor sites. I try to add them, but I will say that it gets annoying because it has like, you can only do so many like reviews, and then you start getting that CAPTCHA thing where you have to like pick the images that have this and that, and it's a pain in the ass. So I kind of stopped doing it mainly for that reason, because it's like annoying. I freaking hate those capture things. It's like, who would spam a flavor review? Like, why is this even here? Like, I get it for like certain things, but freaking to leave a review for a flavor, I don't know. And I hate the picture ones because like I swear that like I'm picking all the things that they're saying for me to pick, and then some are kind of like obscure where it's like, okay, the crosswalk is kind of there, but it's kind of not. So does this mean that I should select it or should I not select it? Or like, I don't know. It's dumb. I have probably 50 SSA, if not more. I don't know. I don't really count them. I have a lot, and I keep getting more. Hopefully you can't hear my neighbors. Because as usual, they're loud. It's like the one good thing about when the weather's crappy, like it's cold, is they stay inside. Because like for whatever reason, they're only loud when they're outside. Like I don't really ever hear them inside their house yelling. It's only when they're outside. But it's like the one good thing about the weather being cold is like they're inside. But I guess today is a good enough day to where they feel like they can go outside. I hate it. I mean, it's 47 degrees, so it's not warm. And Black Friday, I know that's a thing. I'm not really doing any of that outside of like online stuff. But maybe they're going out for that. I don't know. They started, we have a curfew again. our curfew is 10 o'clock. It's like so weird to be an adult and have a curfew. And then on top of that, it's like, how is a couple hours difference going to make any kind of dent in whatever issue we have as far as, you know, people being sick? It's like, do you really think sending people home like an hour or two early or making them stay inside is going to be that effective? Because I mean, we've done it before and I don't feel like it did anything. And like the bar situation, if it's mainly because of bars, like just have the bars shut down early. Like, I don't know. I'm like over this whole situation, as I'm sure many people are. But anyway, I don't think I'm doing too much as far as Black Friday sales. I did buy some makeup because I have no willpower. I wanted to buy a new video game because Steam is having a sale, but I don't know that I saw anything that I really wanted to get. I think there was like one thing that I was debating on getting. I don't remember which game it was. I'm almost done mixing, so I can actually pay more attention to chat. I find it hard to like read the chat and mix. I start screwing stuff up, and you don't really want to do that when you're measuring stuff. All right, so those are done. I don't know if my water, okay, the water still feels pretty hot. All right, let's read everything. Hello, James. Hello, Church. Hello, Barry, Leo, Tommy, Frank. Let's hello to everyone, I think. Oh, I gotta make sure that's another thing. This live chat versus top chat, how it defaults to top chat. I hate that. I don't like that at all. As far as what we're mixing, I don't know how old these messages are, but I'm doing 2 different types of cheesecake using the SSA Lemon Cheesecake as the base. One is cherry, one is blueberry. And I'm making them fairly simple. They both have 3 ingredients, and I may or may not add whipped cream to it, depending on how it turns out. We'll see. Great for brightening. Da, 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 da. Yeah, River Supply has a good selection of flavors. I just don't order from them very often because I find that the BCF has better pricing and they ship a lot quicker. The only time I had any good experience ordering as far as like time-wise, how quickly it was processed and shipped, was the last time I ordered from Nick River. It was quick, and I was very surprised because I'm used to waiting for like a week and a half for my stuff, which isn't that long, but when you consider that like from chefs you can get it in the same amount of time and they're from the UK, and then BCF you have it usually within 2 to 3 days. It's just I guess I'm spoiled by them, and I'm just impatient. But they do have a good selection of stuff, and their Purulum line is good. I like a lot of flavors from them, and their Nick River line, I've also liked a few flavors from that line as well. And I think those are the only places you can get, or Nick River is the only place you can get the Purulum. I don't think I've seen it anywhere else, at least in the States. Top chat, I have no idea. Hello, Luke. Yeah, that's crazy. I'm in Ohio, so I'm kind of in the same or close enough area to where you are. and it takes forever usually. Bull City, they're in North Carolina, which, mind you, isn't close by any means. But I guess because of the way the Postal Service routing is, because if you are like me and you stalk your tracking for your packages or whatever you have, you will have noticed that your packages tend to have a very odd transit. Like it'll go from somewhere in the South up to Michigan, over to PA, over to me. And it's like, you literally had to go past me to get to this other place. Why didn't you just deliver it to somewhere in Ohio, or at least Columbus? Columbus is a pretty big hub for Ohio, mail-wise. It's weird. But Bull City, for whatever reason, the way that the mail from where they are to where I am, the way it goes, and just how quickly they process their stuff, I usually have it within like 2 days. Like, it's ridiculously fast. The last order I placed, I think yesterday, the day before, I think it was the day before yesterday. Might have been yesterday, I don't remember. Whatever day that was, I got my tracking and it says it's supposed to be delivered Tuesday, which I feel is very odd. Typically, I would have it by tomorrow. So I don't know if it's because of the holidays, because I know my stepmom's working. She works for the post office. So the post office in some degree is running today. So I don't know why it would be so delayed, but we'll see. It's not really that big of a deal. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I ordered it on, I could check because I had to check anyway. But having it on Tuesday when the mail should run today and tomorrow is weird. But I have noticed also lately that the estimate on packages, like when they say it's going to be delivered, has also been very off, both in good and bad ways. Oh my God, I don't care, dude. These people drive me nuts. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Do you? Pause on the site. Okay, the 25th, so 2 days ago. Anyway, so what I ordered, I ordered some new TFA vanilla bean ice cream. I am a pepper taster, so I do get pepper from that flavor, but in this one specific recipe, it's kind of essential. I tried to substitute it a couple times for other flavors that are kind of similar, and it's just not the same. And I just realized I didn't have any of it. So I got a little 10 ml of that. I also got the Vape Train Lemon Meringue Tart because I've been meaning to get that flavor for forever because people rave about it, but I always forget. So I ordered that. I also ordered Shisha Banana by Vape Train because it's a newer flavor that they have. And I've liked their Shisha line, or whatever you want to call it, from Vape Train so far. Also got more one-on-one whipped cream because pretty much every time I order from Bull City, while it's still there, I will be getting the one-on-one whipped cream. So I have many backups of it. I also got SSA bakery oranges. I'm not a big orange person by any means, but I figure with people, the way that they submit their photos and stuff like that, and I don't really have a choice of what I mix sometimes for Vixens, every now and then I will need something like that, like a bakery orange type thing. Plus, I don't have anything that's specifically a bakery orange. And if it's anything like the bakery lemon in the cheesecake, if it's like among those lines, I might like it because it's a little bit more subdued. It's not as bright or acidic as a regular orange or lemon. So if it follows that same kind of wavelength, where it's like a more subdued type of orange, which if it's a bakery orange, it should be. I actually might like it, or find a use for it anyway. So I got that. I also got their bubble gum, just because. Their butterscotch, the compote cherry, because I really love their juicy cherries. So I figured I might as well get their compote cherry, see how it's different. If it is different, who knows? I'm pretty sure Winstead said she has this flavor and it was good. So I got that. I also got the milky caramel fudge. That's another Winstead flavor that she liked. I also got the sweet yogurt, just because I don't have a ton of yogurts. I have a few, most of which are just kind of eh. So I figured I would give their sweet yogurt a go. And then I had to re-up my creme de menthe by Flavora, because the one I have is old and I don't have a lot of it. So I grabbed a little 10 ml of that. So yeah, like I said, not a ton of flavors, but you know, something. Anyway, we're gonna try these. I'm gonna start with, I think we'll start with cherry, because I feel like it has the better chance of being good right away, because I used that Flavor West blueberry and that can take some time to chill out. I don't remember if I get pepper from Liquid Barn. I don't think I do. It's weird in that it seems to be mainly TFA I get the pepper from, because I get a pepper from their white chocolate as well. And I don't recall any other brand I get that from. So it's something that TFA uses in their like vanilla that, I mean, I'm suspecting it's the vanilla note in it, because I am pretty picky about my vanilla. Like, I'm not a huge fan of Capella's vanilla type stuff. Like, I hate their custard. I think it's disgusting. I do like their vanilla whipped cream, but outside of that, I don't really recall anything vanilla specifically that I like from them. I don't like their French vanilla, but I don't think I get pepper from it though. But in, I think it's Longing by ID10T, he uses that flavor. And I've tried to sub it with like a couple different things, like just that flavor. Everything else the same, just subbing out that flavor, and it's just not the same. And I do, I think, third his recipes. It's either I have them or third them. I don't remember which. And having it that low, even though the pepper is there, it kind of almost adds to the flavor of everything else. Kind of like salt would, like when you're eating. So yeah, I don't know. It's like one of those things. I think it's the only mix that I've used that flavor in that I like. So I'll be buying that vanilla bean ice cream specifically for Longing, but it's worth it, because that mix is really good. If you don't know what it is, it's a honeysuckle ice cream. It's really, really, really good. Hello, Larry. I don't know that I've tried the Vanilla Deluxe. What I tend to do is if I have like a bad experience with something, especially from a specific brand, I don't keep messing with it. You know what I mean? Like if I try like 3 different chocolates from TFA and all of them suck, I'm not going to keep buying the chocolate. I feel like that's asking for trouble and I'm kind of wasting money. And I have way too many flavors as it is. So if I've tried it, I don't remember. Because, I mean, TFA is one of those companies that's been around forever. So it's possible I may have tried it at some point. I don't remember trying it. But, yeah. So we're going to try this cherry cheesecake first. Oh, I just thought of something too. I could have done a banana cheesecake. That would have been good. I could even use their, but I think I have their banana. The ripe banana. Yeah, I have the ripe banana. I think the ripe banana with this, with the cheesecake, would be good. Because if you've never had banana cheesecake, it's actually phenomenal. It sounds weird. The first time I saw that option, I was like, banana and cheesecake? I don't know about that. And then you eat it, and it's like, wow. It kind of reminds me of like a banana pudding type thing. Like if you like that, you'd probably like the banana cheesecake. But oh my God, so good. So that might be something I do eventually. Well, no, because the lemon in it. Never mind. I don't know if the lemon would mess up the banana note. Probably should check to see if they have a regular cheesecake. Because the SSA line is pretty new. Like, I don't even think it has its own website. And I believe you can only get it 2 places, BCF and Chef's. Damn it, I pushed the wrong thing. But like I said, I've been impressed with them so far. It smells mostly cheesecakey, which is good because what I want it to be is mainly cheesecake with a note of, you know, the other fruit. All right, so I don't see a regular cheesecake here, which kind of sucks. So it looks like they might only just have lemon cheesecake. So you're stuck with the lemon for now. Hopefully at some point they might do just plain cheesecake. I think that would be a lot more versatile because like I said, if you're going to do a chocolate, I definitely think that might be an issue. I mean, it's possible you could bury the lemon note because it's pretty subtle with the chocolate, but when you're burying flavors, it's best to bury them with something compatible, like a fruit. You know, it's among the same lines as a lemon, where it's not going to be 2 clashing flavors or profiles. So it's easier to bury in that way. But if you're trying to bury one flavor with a completely different profile, it's not easy. And I mean, some people might like a lemon chocolate, but I don't. Yeah, I imagine like the whole lemon pepper, or not lemon pepper, the vanilla pepper taster thing is similar to like cilantro. Some people love cilantro, and then other people taste like a soapiness from cilantro. I unfortunately do get a little bit of that soapiness from the cilantro, but I can tolerate it depending on what it's in. But like for instance, like the one rice from Chipotle that has the cilantro in it, I can't eat it. It tastes disgusting to me. I imagine it's something kind of like that. Whereas other people, they just taste, you know, whatever cilantro is supposed to taste like without the soap. All right, cherry cheesecake. So the cheesecake did not get buried, so that's good. And the cherries are there, again, more on the after taste. You get a little bit of it on the intake, but it's mostly still that cheesecake flavor, which is what I wanted. It's nice to have a little bit of separation, because when you get like the difference of like the inhale versus the exhale, it's kind of like a separating effect, which is nice, because otherwise it's just in some instances muddled where everything's together and you don't necessarily want them to be. And I will say cherry cheesecake is not my favorite cheesecake. I like it, but I definitely prefer strawberry, banana, blueberry, something like that. Not big on the chocolate type cheesecakes, because I feel like when you start adding caramel and all that kind of stuff, it's just too sweet at that point, and I just don't like that. I'm not a super sweet person. Like, I definitely like have more of a carb issue, like rice and bread and all that kind of stuff, more than like a sweet tooth. Um, but anyway, it's pretty good. I'm trying to think of what, because I feel like there is something that could be added to make it better, and I don't know if it would be whipped cream. I don't know if that would do anything. If you haven't noticed, whipped cream's kind of like my band-aid. I put it on anything that feels like it could need something else, or like maybe a little bit more smoothing, a little bit more body. I just throw whipped cream on it, and it kind of tends to work. Not all the time, but a lot of times will work. I'm trying to think of, because I think this might be the wrong cherry. I think maybe the compote cherry would have been better if it's darker, because Juicy Cherries is more of a bright tart type of cherry, at least to me, which I like. I really like that flavor. But on a cheesecake, or any kind of like pie or bakery, I'm thinking that more of a dark cherry would be better than like a bright, like maraschino. Like, imagine putting a maraschino cherry on a cheesecake. It might be good, but would a darker cheesecake or darker cherry, would that not be better? I guess it's just a matter of preference. But I think that might be what's a little off, is the cherry is a little bit too bright for it. This is shake and vape. I don't think steeping will help this part of it. I guess it's possible, but I don't know that it's going to make it darker. So I think that's what it needs, is a little bit of darkness in the fruit. So maybe just using a different cherry. Maybe when I get the compote cherry, because like I said, I ordered it, maybe I'll just add it in there. Just as like, because I mean, it could handle a little bit more cherry, like maybe 0.25%, without drowning out the cheesecake. Oh, Adam. Plum, I got actually SSA's purple plum, which actually we can revisit that after this, if I can find my little tester, because it had a good aroma. Like, the smell was spot on plum, but the flavor was a bit floral. So if you are not aware or familiar with certain fruits or berries, some of them can be a bit floral at first, and then it'll steep out within like a couple days to a week, depending on how much you like. If you do volume, like 30 ml or higher, I don't really ever mix more than 30 ml for myself, just because. But if you do, you might need to wait a little bit longer. So that's why it's like a couple days to a week. That floral note will go away sometimes. Sometimes that's just how the flavor is. It's just going to be floral. But sometimes, like with the Flavor West blueberry, it just needs a couple days, and then, it's not as floral anymore. But we can revisit the plum in a minute. The only other plum I've had is TFA, and it was not good. But yeah, this cheesecake is not bad. It's just the cherry note is too bright. It's too much of a candied cherry. It's like I said, like more of like a maraschino type of cherry than it is like a Bing dark cherry, which I feel like the dark cherries are what is best in like bakeries and cakes and stuff like that. So I think I'm just gonna let it sit. It's gonna steep or whatever. I know a lot of people are like, oh, it's not steeping. It's been steeping since I started mixing 10 years ago, so I'm just used to using that term. But we're gonna let it sit. And then once I get my compote cherry, I'm going to add like 1/4% to it and just see if that maybe darkens it a bit. Because I feel like the compote cherry might be a bit darker. Otherwise, I don't know what the difference between that and juicy cherry would be. And there might even be another cherry that they have. But yeah, they have ripe cherry. So I don't know what the difference between juicy cherry, ripe cherry, and cherry compote is. Compote, however the hell you pronounce that word. I guess we'll find out. I didn't get ripe cherry because cherry's not something I typically mix a whole lot of, mainly because most cherries suck. But we'll see. But judging by the picture, it looks like it might be a darker cherry. There's no descriptions on these. Actually, judging by the picture, the juicy cherries looks like it's a darker cherry. I could message the person that, you know, does this flavor, see what they say. But as far as descriptions, there's none. You have a picture and that's it. So there is one review for compote cherry. They gave it 5 stars, so that's nice. Let's see what they say. Oh, that's a pretty long review. They used 0.75%, which would be about where I would do it, maybe 1%. They also agree that cherries are typically not good. I'm not going to read this whole thing. They said it's a unique cherry. Tastes like none of the other ones they've tried. And a compote is where whole fruit is cooked down in sugar. It says that the overwhelming profile does lead to more of a maraschino, but they do pick up on a little black cherry. Yeah, this is a very long review. It looks like they liked it, though. I mean, they gave it 5 stars. But it looks like it might not be a dark cherry either. So, I don't know. Maybe Inawera cherries. I don't know if I have that one. I think I do. But I don't remember liking it. Because, you know, I'm picky as hell. And a lot of flavors that people love, I don't. So, I don't know. I'll have to think about it. But I definitely need to darken it up, I think, a bit. Anyway, we're going to try this blueberry one. And see, that bumbleberry, a lot of people love that bumbleberry. I don't like it. I think it's the raspberry note in it. I'm very picky about raspberry, and a lot of them I hate, if it's the one I'm thinking about. But I'm pretty sure I hate that flavor. Bumble, I don't want to hear it. All right, so blueberry cheesecake. You still have food. What the hell are you bugging me for? I like one of the Inawera raspberries. I don't know which one because I got it from Wizard Labs and the label was weird. Like, it didn't really specify which raspberry it was. I want to say it was the Melina, but it could have been the Wera Garden one, but very, very low percentage. One of those. I don't know which. I like Flavor Arts raspberry, and I want to say Vape Train. one of their oh, and the Flavora's raspberry is okay. I'm just not a big raspberry person. Even in real life, it's not something that I prefer to eat. I don't hate them, like, you know, as a fruit or berry, whatever. But if I'm going to have a choice, it's going to be strawberry or really any other kind of berry. It's not typically something I like. Plus, a lot of them tend to be candied, and I hate candied raspberry. Jammy berry actually might be very nice. It'll take away from the cherry, but I really like jammy berry. That's one of my favorite berry mixes. So that definitely would be good, I think, with the cheesecake. But I don't know that it would do what I want it to do to the cherry. I think it would just blend in with the cherry. Go away. She like wants to eat like every hour. Well, you know me, I use low percentages. So I think the most I did it at was maybe 0.5% in a mix. Because to me it was fairly strong. But I would imagine 1% for regular people. So yeah, I definitely prefer the Flavor West blueberry version compared to the cherry, only because, like I said, the cherry note in itself is a little bit off. I think it would benefit for maybe a day or two of steeping, but nothing substantial. Definitely, I think could be shaken vaped if you like Flavor West blueberry. Some people don't like it, but now I think the blueberry would probably be going better with the jammy berry because I think there's already a blueberry note in the jammy berry. So I might play a lot around with that and add the jammy berry to this. Because like my hope in mixing these was that I'd have something good to where I could actually vape it. Because I'm kind of in a vape rut again. I had a cycle of like 4 or 5 different recipes that I was rotating, and I'm kind of borderline sick of all of them. And cheesecake is not something I typically vape. So I was hoping, really bakeries in general are not something I vape. So I was hoping to make something a little bit different to try to, because like I'm still trying to figure out this vape fatigue thing that I've been having for like a year. I think at this point, I've kind of just resigned myself to the fact that I might not just be able to taste certain flavors anymore. Lemon being one of them. But I don't know. Because I feel like I've tried mostly everything and nothing really seems to help. I'm trying to find that plum flavor. If I do, I'll try it again and see if it's improved at all. I'm not big on Flavor West or Flavor Art Forest mix anymore. I don't know if it's because of my tasting issues because I think there is supposed to be a strawberry note in that, and I can't taste it anymore, so all I get is everything else. But it definitely, that flavor changed for me ever since I started having these issues, and I don't like it nearly as much anymore. It just sucks. Here's my lemon cheesecake from when I first mixed it. I guess we can do that too, is try the lemon cheesecake as it's sat for, since last time I was live, which was a while ago. We also have Scandinavian Fruits, which I mixed like a month and a half ago. Momo, go away. Oh, I found it, plum. So that's what we'll do. We'll try this plum again. And then we'll try that lemon cheesecake, see if it's any different after it's sat for a while. I have a feeling it's probably not going to be much different, but we'll see. But yeah, that jammy berry is a very nice flavor. I wonder if I put notes on here. Do I like spicy food? I do, but I can't do super spicy. Unfortunately, my sensitive everything doesn't like spicy food. So like some habanero type stuff I can eat, and that's about as hot as I can go. And even that is pushing it. But yeah, I do like spicy food. I can't do too spicy because my body don't like it. Which sucks. But it is what it is. And I think it has something to do with the fact that my taste buds are so sensitive. Because I get a lot of off notes and things that other people don't get. And then I imagine maybe spicy food is more of the same where, you know, my tolerance is lower because my taste buds are so sensitive. I don't know. I'm just speculating. But yeah, I said that jammy berry is a lightly sweetened, slightly tart blackberry jam. And that's all I said. So I guess I get mostly blackberry from it. I haven't had that flavor in quite a while, but I really liked it when I had it. Hopefully I still like it, you know, since my, you know, taste buds have done whatever the hell they're doing. So this is the Purple Plum by SSA. And like I said, the last time I tried it, it was very floral. Not like in a perfume per se type of way, but in the fact, or to the degree that it didn't taste like a plum. Like the aroma smelled like a plum, but the actual flavor to me tasted nothing like a plum really. Okay. So it's definitely less floral. I don't know. And it might be the fact that a purple plum it might be different because I mean these are coming from Poland, so some of their fruits and berries and stuff are different. Like I've never had a bilberry in real life. I've only had bilberry flavored things. I don't even know if you can get those here. So I don't know what a purple plum is supposed to taste like, but I'm used to the regular plums. The weird thing is like on the after, like maybe I just mixed it too high. I don't think I mixed it that high, but maybe I'd had to back off a little bit on it. Because like the aftertaste is kind of reminiscent of a plum, but like a plum and a grape put together. Like I'm getting a little bit of like a grapiness. And I don't know that I get grapiness from, a plum, like an actual plum. I want to say I maybe did this at like 1%. Let's see. Yeah, 1%. So yeah, I might have to back off to maybe 0.75, but is it like an accurate plum? I don't know. It's not unpleasant. The aroma is very nice. I think the aroma actually It smells a little, like, see, that's weird because like the smell smells like a plum, but the taste doesn't. It's very weird. So yeah, I don't know. I'm still on the fence about that one. It's not a bad flavor. I just don't know that it's a plum. And the weird thing is I can't really pinpoint it to anything else that it tastes like. A little bit grapey, but I don't know. So I'd say maybe try it. It's not expensive. It's like less than $2, especially right now with the sale. It might be worth picking up. I haven't tried, I don't believe, the Inawera because honestly, I haven't been thrilled with Inawera in quite a while. I can't even remember the last flavor I really liked from them. Plus, I kind of got salty because they kept reformulating their stuff, especially flavors that I really liked, like the blackberry raspberry. That is like one of my all-time favorite flavors. Like, it's excellent, and they reformulated it, and supposedly it's trash now. Maybe one day I'll grab it, but I'm just kind of afraid. And I don't think Bull City has it. All right, so we're gonna try this lemon cheesecake that's been sitting since, it's been at least 2 weeks. It's been a while. And mind you, I'm not big on steeping. I know people ask me about things, but these days I don't really steep anything intentionally. The most I do as far as steep goes is I'll mix ahead for mix and vixens, so I'm not behind. And plus, if I need to redo something because it's not working, I'll have time to do it. That's really the only reason I do it so far ahead. But as far as like intentionally making something that I know I'm gonna have to wait for, I don't really do that. I actually prefer the cheesecake not steeped, at least not steeped for 2 weeks. It's less vanilla forward, less body, which is odd. Usually you have the reverse going. And the Graham is more present, which is interesting. It's not bad, but it's, I'm trying to think of what it compares to cheesecake wise. And I don't really get any lemon at all, like at all. Maybe the slightest bit of lemon on the intake, which is interesting because before it was more on the end. So that's interesting. I actually prefer the cheesecake right away. Interesting. It turned into more of a kind of a lemon meringue-ish thing. It's still not very lemon forward, but it is there. But yeah, a lot of the vanilla note in the body and the creaminess that I liked isn't really there anymore. So just my 2 cents. And mind you, another thing about the way I vape is I vape very low. I vape like right on this 21 watts, resistance 0.37. Voltage wise, I stay around a 2.8, so it's low. So if you're vaping higher, which most people are, you're probably going to have to increase your percentages anyway. And the flavor notes that you get are probably going to be different. I think that's why I prefer fruits so much, because fruits to me shine more at like a lower heat level, whereas like bakeries, tobaccos, stuff like that tend to be a little bit better if they're hotter. All right, we're going to try the Scandinavian fruit. This one I think has been sitting even longer than the cheesecake, but it's been at least 2 weeks. This one I did not like. A lot of people loved this flavor, and I was very excited about it, but there was some kind of off note in it that I didn't care for. So we'll see if after sitting, you know, thinking about what it's done, if it's any better. And I think we're going to wrap up and bounce. Yeah, you're pretty late. That's what happens when I'm not consistent and when I upload. These days, I just kind of upload when I feel like doing it. And I usually do Sundays, but the thing about Sundays that suck for me is like, I know the next day I'm going to have to work. So it's also kind of like a bummer day for me. I feel like it's like, I got to work. Like how many hours until I have to get up and work again? So at least being it today, it's Friday, which I'd usually be working, but I have the day off. I still have like the whole weekend ahead of me, so I don't feel as like melancholy. Definitely has improved after sitting. I think what I was getting before was a weird grape medicinal note, if I recall correctly. I don't think I would have let it sit as long as I did, because I want to say this has been at least a month. And fruits generally don't need to sit, but I think a couple of days would be sufficient. But now I'm getting more of a nice berry as opposed to like a weird grapey medicinal thing. I'm kind of it's kind of hard to describe what it's supposed to be, because if I recall correctly, we found out kind of what it was supposed to be. It was some kind of berry native to the Scandinavian area that we don't have here. But if I had to describe it, it's like a darker berry, similar to kind of a blackberry raspberry-ish thing. It's definitely like, I get more of a darker berry. But yeah, it's not bad. It's definitely different than any other berry mix that I would put it in. I think it would be really nice in either like a pie or like some kind of like strudel type thing. Maybe even like a muffin, kind of like a blueberry muffin, but using this instead. Or a custard would be nice, or a pudding. But yeah, I actually don't hate it, so that's good. Even with the cheesecake, I think it would probably be nice. But it would I would have to let it sit for a couple of days, because I didn't really like it when I first mixed it. But yeah, so the Scandinavian fruits definitely improved. So if no one has questions, I'm going to get out of here, play some video games, because that's what I just tend to do when I have free time. I hope everyone had a nice day yesterday. Hopefully you were able to be with some kind of family or friend or something. I know with everything going on, it's not as easy. But yeah, if nothing more, just try to be grateful for what you do have. I know I've struggled at certain points throughout the year, because you know I have depression pretty much since I can remember. So you know, certain times there's a struggle, but you just have to try to stay positive and think of the things that you do have opposed to the things that you don't. And you know, just focus your energy on, you know, good things. But yeah, as a summary, I did the Lemon Cheesecake by SSA mixed with their Juicy Cherry and a little bit of Flavor Art Graham Crust. And mind you, those two were shaken vapes, so I'm gonna let them sit for a little bit. But I do think the cherry note and the Juicy Cherry is a little bit too bright of a cherry to be ideal mixing with cheesecake. I think it needs a little bit of a darker cherry. The blueberry cheesecake I made with the lemon cheesecake from SSA turned out better. I used Flavor West blueberry. I think it'll need like a day or two to be ideal because the Flavor West blueberry tends to need to sit for a little bit. I don't think it's overly floral. A lot of people say it's very floral. But I also mix low, so that could be why I don't get a ton of that right away. But I do think it would benefit for just like a day or two of sitting. But it's good. 3 flavors. I don't know if I'd add the whipped cream to it because like I said, I debated doing the one-on-one whipped cream because that's what I tend to put on mostly anything that's like bakery-ish. But I don't know that it needs it, so I'm gonna leave it without for now. And then the Scandinavian Fruits was the last one I did, and it's definitely improved after sitting for a little bit. At first, I was getting a weird grapey Dimetap-ish. Like it wasn't straight Dimetap, but it was like leaning that way. But after sitting, it's definitely, that note has gone away, so that's good. The SSA Purple Plum, I'm still on the fence about. The aroma, like the vapor that you get, it smells to me exactly like a plum, but the flavor is a little off. It's not bad by any means. I'm just not getting plum. I don't know what I'm getting. It's some kind of fruit, but not necessarily plum. So that's about it. I'm going to get out of here and play some games. Mix and Vixens is on Sunday. We're going to be doing some kind of mint chocolate chip ice cream looking thing. So yeah, I think that's about it. I'm going to get out of here. Thank you guys for watching and have a good weekend. Bye.